What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. And as you can see, I'm back with another life story for y'all. And ironically, what's so ironic about this story is it happened 11 years ago today. Now, I was gonna already get on here and tell y'all this story just because it was in line of the bounce back stories, or actually the life stories that I'm gonna be giving y'all 30 life stories for the 30 days of September. So go ahead and scroll through in case you haven't seen any of these other ones that I've been dropping the last few days, the last few weeks, and even some from the last few months. Anyways, man, as you can see from the thumbnail, yeah, this is a bounce back story, man. Went from a hoopty to a hole patrol, you feel me? And yeah, like I said, this story happened 11 years ago today, and I know that because when I looked on Facebook today, it popped up in my memories as me posting the picture of the car that you see to the left of the thumbnail. Now, before I get into that story, first I gotta make me a drink from my unofficial sponsor. Ain't gonna put the label out there because they ain't giving me no check. But if you know, you know. Anyways, man, hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know you can help the channel grow. Otherwise, your mama's a hoe. Nah, I'm just fucking with y'all, man. If you're a returning subscriber, you already know that's the tagline. If you're a new viewer, man, make sure you hit that subscribe button below, man. And I appreciate everybody that's been tuning in and tapping in to my channel. Salute. Anyways, man, yeah, so this story happened 11 years ago today. You know what I mean? So 11 years ago today was 2012, right? And this was one of them days where, shit, nigga was broke as fuck. And when I'm talking about on this day in particular, I was broke as fuck. Bruh, I was broke as fuck. And y'all will get the details of how broke I was, right? So, me and my son's mom, you know what I'm saying, we're staying together at the time. And we like, damn, it's a Saturday. I believe it was a Saturday. So we like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, how we gonna get some money today? You know me, I like to smoke trees, so shit, I'm definitely gonna find a way to do that, you know what I mean? But hey, when I tell you I only have 4 quarters to rub together in my pocket, hey, that's exactly what I had, and that shit came in handy. I'm gonna tell you why. Now let's backtrack a little bit. I had this Buick LeSabre, right? If you're from Northern California, you already know that's a scraper, man. You know what I mean? Which is in the thumbnail. Now, when I first got this car, it didn't look like that, obviously. But I had some rims on it. I had some beat in the car. You know what I'm saying? I was doing my thing. Anyways, man, longer story short, ended up selling the rims off of it. And, you know, I was just driving it around on the stock tires. Now, what happened was my fucking radiator decided to crack on me and crash out on me, right? So I remember being on Watt and Elkhorn, right there. Right when you pass the Popeyes right there on the left side, and you about to go through the intersection, right? Now, I stayed in these apartments. I forget what they're called, but they're the gray apartments right before you get to, or was I in the brown apartments then? I was either in them gray apartments or them brown apartments right before you get to Antelope and Watt. You know what I mean? I stayed in both apartments. Forget what both of them are called. But anyways, I was either in those gray ones or those brown ones above, you know, right in front of those ones. So anyways, I remember my radiator cracked, right? And I didn't know what was going on. I just knew that my car kept overheating, but I wasn't sure that it was cracked yet. So I went to the, right there by the Popeyes chicken, there's like a fucking place that sells like auto part shit. I forget what the name of it is. Y'all can Google it if you're from Sac or North Highlands. You already know, right? So I went and bought me some antifreeze, and I put the antifreeze in. As soon as I did that, that shit just went everywhere. That's how I knew that my radiator was cracked. So I'm like, fuck it, I gotta get this bitch back to the house. You feel me? So as if the cracked radiator wasn't enough, I pulled out and I headed home to them apartments. Now, from where I was at to them apartments is maybe about a mile and a half, maybe even 2. You feel me? I stayed right across the street from the Radio Shack, right there by Jesse's Liquor. You know what I'm saying? If you're from Highlands, you know. So anyways, so I remember getting all the way up to Watt and Elkhorn and it was a red. It was turned. The light was turning red. But I'm like, bro, I can't afford to stop. So I just shot through that bitch. Right when I shot through that bitch, bam! Somebody smacked the back of my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you look very, very close on the thumbnail, the trunk was being held down by a fucking little bungee cord. You know what I mean? So when the bitch hit my shit, man, I just parked my shit right there in the 7-Eleven on Watt and Elkhorn, and I got out and I busted a move because I had a pistol in the car at the time. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't want the highway patrol to show up. I don't even think I had a license or nothing, nigga. I'm riding hella dirty. So I didn't want the highway patrol to show up because, one, I ain't got no license. Two, she gonna say it was my fault, which it kind of was. And three, I had a pistol in the car. So like I said, I stayed just way more down the street. So I got my pistol out the car and I bounced, you know what I'm saying? And I left my car there in the parking lot. Now, you know, longer story short, I ended up getting my car from over there, and I believe I fixed the radiator. I got the radiator sealed or something like that, right? I had one of the homies come through and seal my radiator, right? So I was on my last leg with that car anyway, you feel me? But on this particular day, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how long that happened to the day that I'm telling y'all about now happened, but it was within that time because I only had that car for like a year, you know what I mean? So anyways, so on this particular day, man, we woke up, we broke as fuck. I'm trying to figure out how I can get us some money because, see, one thing about me and my youngest son's mom, we didn't have a son at this time, but one thing about it, our relationship is like, she's the type that will keep some good credit. She's the type that'll go to work, you know what I mean, and keep a job, but it's never like, at this time, she was just cool with just going and working a dead-end job and just that being cool. You know what I mean? Like, me, if something had to come up where we had to pay an extra bill or we really needed some bread, I had to come up with the ideas all the time. Like, she's the type, like, I always tell people, there's three types of people in this world. The people that's going to wait for something to happen, the people that's going to watch something happen, and the people that's going to make something happen. And I'm a make something happen type of person. You feel me? I don't like to watch shit happen. I don't like to wait for shit to happen. I want to make something happen, especially when I'm broke. That's one thing I hate is being fucking broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, so this just happened to be a time where I was down on my ass. I was probably waiting on some money or something. Anyways, man, longer story short, we ain't got no money this day. Like I said, I probably had 4 quarters literally to my name. So I'm like, man, how we gonna get some money today? So I remember, like, in the weeks prior, she was getting all kind of like, letters from like credit card companies and shit, like, you know what I mean? Hey, you qualify for this loan. Because like I said, she always kept some good credit. She still got good credit to this day. But, you know, she didn't want to act on none of that shit because she don't want to be liable to pay back the loan, right? So at this point, I'm like, so I'm sitting around. I probably smoked my last blunt, bruh. I smoked my last blunt, and I'm like, damn, how we gonna make something happen today? How we gonna make something happen today? And I'm like, you know what? Like, hey, let's go. You still got them letters from the bank? And she was like, yeah. You know what I mean? And one of the letters was like, you qualify for a car, and then the other one was like, you qualify for a credit card. Or maybe we found that out later, but we was trying to go and get this. I don't know if we was trying to go get the credit card or the car loan. It was one or the other, but I remember I was like, fuck it, let's just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, the bank that we had to go to was what bank did we have to go to? We had to go to a bank. I'm not even sure where it's at. Like, I know where it's at if I drove there, but I can't describe to y'all where it's at. But anyways, it was a bank. You feel what I'm saying? So, but what I remember about this is, bro, I had literally like 2 gallons of gas in my car, and from where we had to drive to where the bank was, like, bro, my light was on. The car was like ready to run out of gas, bro. I bullshit y'all not. Like it's all bad this day, right? It's like we threw all our eggs in this basket, and it's like all or nothing at this point. You feel me? Like, nigga, I'm gonna have to rob this bank if something don't shake today. You feel what I'm saying? So anyways, man, we get to the bank, right? We get to the bank. And I think we went for a car, man. I think we was just trying to get a new car. You know what I mean? But as we're trying to get the new car, they were like, yeah, you know, you also qualify for a $2,500 credit card in which you can pull money off of, right? So in order to get this car loan, though, we had to open up an account and have $1 in the account. She don't got $1 to her name. My nigga, I went outside and got 4 quarters that was sitting in the ashtray, and I came back in the bank, nigga. I swear to God, this is a true story on my mom. Nigga, I only have 4 quarters to my name, my nigga. Like I said, it was all or nothing at this point, you feel me? So, or did we went to I think we went to go get the credit card and they offered us a car loan. That's what it was. I was like, hey man, we got to go over here and see if we can get this credit card. Now I know they ain't sent you the bill in like a month, but we got to go over here and see. So longer story short, she qualified for the $2,500 credit card, you know what I'm saying? And we could pull cash off that bitch, right? So we like, hell yeah. Now mind you, this car is on its last leg. Like I said, we ain't had no gas. That bitch is about to just break the fuck down. And in the meantime, they're like, hey, you qualify for like a $20,000 loan to go get a brand new car. Like any car that you want that's within that range. But all you need is $1. You know what I'm saying? So I remember going and getting 4 quarters, bro. I swear to God on my mom. I got them 4 quarters out and I laid them on the table. And I'm like, shit, hey, hook us up, man. And you know, they approved the loan and everything. She ended up getting the credit card that day, and we both just looked at each other like, damn, bro. Like, bro, we was down on our ass that day. Like, man, we had came up. I remember we both walked out that fucking bank like, we can pull money off of this bitch now? The lady was like, yeah. And we went straight to the ATM. We gassed up the little car that I had. We went to the Carl's Jr. across the street. I'm trying to think of where this bank is because you had to cross a bridge. I want to say it's like all the way down El Camino or something. And I don't know where this bank was at. But anyways, man, we left up out that bitch. You know what I'm saying? With $2,500 on a credit card and a voucher to go get a new car. So what I did is I scouted the cars. I scouted hella cars. You know what I mean? Like, and I finally found this motherfucking Charger, you know, blue team, you know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why the Charger was blue, because, you know, I picked it out. So anyways, man, I remember we went all the way down to Elk Grove Dodge, man. That's where we ended up getting the car from. And like I said, I scouted this car for like a week, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew we had at least 20 grand to spend. So it was so many different cars I looked at, but I found this one, and this car was like, at this time it's like 2012. This was like a 2000 and like maybe like 11 Dodge Charger with only 10,000 original miles on that bitch. You know what I'm saying? And I remember the dude came up, you know what I mean, and this guy was like a salesman, you know what I mean? And it's kind of funny because the salesman, you know, was explaining to us as we was going through it was like, man, he really needed to make a sale. Like, he ain't made a sale and he's on the verge of like losing his job and shit. And I could tell he wasn't just trying to sell a car, because as soon as he walked up and he was trying to show us different cars, I'm like, nah, we want that car right there. We already got the loan. It's good. You know what I mean? It's like everything is good. Her credit is good. Her, like, everything is good. It's like when I joined the army or something, I had a GED. I had a high ASVAB score. I didn't have no felonies. I was a perfect recruit. All they had to do was sign the paperwork. That's the same situation in this case. Like, we were the perfect candidates to buy a car because we already had all the paperwork and everything secure. You feel me? So I remember while we're sitting down writing out the paper and terms and shit, he was just telling us his story, like, man, you know, like, I've been down on my luck, bro. I really needed this. Like, and we like, shit, we really needed this. You see what we pulled up in? Like, bro, we both helped. Like, we kind of both needed each other that day, man. And I bet you somewhere, if that dude is out there somewhere, if he's still selling cars, he's thinking about this day, because I remember he felt like we felt too. Like, man, like, I'm so glad that y'all came. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so glad that y'all came in today. Like, y'all really helped me out, man. And I'm like, bro, you really helping us out. Like, and we burnt off in that motherfucking car, bro. We burnt off in that car. And I ended up selling the green car, ironically, in the Popeyes chicken parking lot, where the radiator had busted and leaked fucking fluid everywhere, like maybe about 2 or 3 weeks later. Because at this time, like I said, I got the shit sealed. But I ended up selling that motherfucking car for like a band. But I don't even know if it was even worth that. No, I might have sold that shit for like, I think I gave that shit away for like 500 and a QP of some tree, nigga. Matter of fact, but it was all worth a band. You know what I mean? Like, I was putting it on there for a band, and the nigga called and was like, hey, bro, I got like 500 and a QP of some tree, but I really need a car today, like today. And boom, I shot up to the Popeyes and we made it happen. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's just a quick little bounce back story about how I have 4 quarters to my name, my nigga, and I turned that shit into a Dodge Charger, and we got the credit card. And man, like, it's just crazy how God works in mysterious ways, because not only did that shit help us out, but, you know, we was able to help the dude out that needed to sell the car. And then when I ended up selling the green car, I helped somebody who really needed a car that fucking day. You know what I'm saying? And man, it's just like crazy how God works, man. So the moral of the story is, don't be somebody who waits for shit to happen, who, you know, watches shit happen. Be somebody who tries to make some shit happen, man. And yeah, that's just a quick little bounce back life story for y'all, man. I got a couple more for y'all, but I'll save them for another time, man. But what I need y'all to do is hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. And any video that you like of mine, whether it's a story, whether it's a travel video, whether it's one of my YouTube shorts, share that shit, man. Share that shit. And I appreciate all y'all. And that's it. King.